Welcome to Cafe Monkey Munch. This is Chef Alex. Chef. I'm not really well. Anyways, we'll get to that later. But what are we going to be talking about today? We are going to be talking about the importance of prep. Before we get into that, please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get the latest notifications regarding the greatest, well, not really the greatest, we really don't really have a lot of videos out. This is the only one we have right now, but the latest videos that we have from Cafe Monkey Munch. But what are we going to be talking about today? We are going to talk about prep. So before I cook any meal, I'll clean my kitchen and I'll pretty much think about what am I going to be cooking. There's certain essentials that I know that I have to have in certain dishes. And today I'm going to be talking about garlic prep, chives prep, and green onion prep. We might not go through all of them today. We'll kind of go through what we have time for, but I'll show you a little system that I've developed for myself that's actually worked pretty nicely because it will prepare you to do some very efficient cooking. And so let's talk about garlic first. Garlic is one of my most favorite vegetables. Is it a vegetable? I don't know. I guess so, right? I mean, since it grows, yes, it's a vegetable. It's a vegetable because I know you can eat the stems and they use that for banchan in Korea and stuff like that. But anyways, garlic is an essential, whether you're cooking steak, maybe you're cooking garlic shrimp pasta. Garlic, I like to just throw them in a roast of vegetables by themselves and just throw it in the oven and let them get all soft and gooey and have that be the flavor for any vegetable. But often when you're preparing garlic, you're either mincing it or you're slicing it into little slices, or sometimes you just eat them as a whole. So I'm going to show you ways that you can prep yourself up so that you can have those three types in your fridge. So when you're ready to cook something, boom, you have it right in your fridge. You can just grab it, you can go, and you can focus on your cooking. And so cloves are the easiest. You would just take your basic garlic and just start peeling away. This is one that I've already had from previously. But yeah, let's not put it to waste because hey, we're sustainable here, right? Gotta be sustainable, yo. Okay, so these are looking good. And righto. So maybe we'll just start with this first. I love this cutting board because it has this little gutter right here where I can just kind of put everything off to the side. And one of the secrets that I like to do is just having a trash bag close by so that you can put all your waste inside when it comes to just shells or whatnot. And I'll just put that right over here on this side. So let's put all that there. So first you can do the, what I like to do is the smashing technique. The smashing technique is where you just take a piece of garlic, you take your knife, hold it sideways and just give it a good bam, right? We'll do that one more time. Already good, bam, right? And so this is good for the mincing if you want to mince your garlic, and we'll kind of portion that. And over here, if you want to do more slices, I'll just kind of take my garlic and just slice it in half. So there you go. So there's three different types, right? This is the minced. This is for the slices. There you go. And then I'll just keep this one as just a basic clove that you can look at, but you know, it's pretty obvious. You got your clove. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but you have your smashed, you have your sliced, and you have your clove. All right, so let's focus on the clove first. The clove is the easiest one, obviously, because you just have this piece of garlic, you just peel the skin, you don't have to smash it, you don't have to cut it or anything like that, but you can just take it whole, and I'll put that off to this side. And then for the ones that I did slice, as you can kind of see over here, I'll take these shells off. Cool. So these are more your sliced. And what I'm going to do with these slices is just cut them down. Nice little slices. I know when my wife's cooking pork bellies, sometimes we'll cut garlic slices like this, have it with a little bit of gochujang, dip it in some sesame oil, and oh, money, baby. Ow, I almost cut my finger. So here's your sliced version of garlic. Looks good, right? Cool. So I'm going to put that off to the side. Now you got your minced. So for minced, right, you want to do this kind of smashing technique. And this is where I really just take the shells off. Now what I like to do for minced garlic is just kind of the same thing, right, as I did with the slice, just kind of slice it down first into, yeah, slices, obviously, right? But then I'll even put them kind of sideways, so it'll be easier once we start the mincing portion, just to break them down a little bit. So you can kind of see this is like a really rough mince right there. Same thing over here. And now, so for all three of these types, I'll usually do a few bulbs of garlic, maybe 2 or 3, just so I have a good library in the refrigerator. So when the time cooks, when the time comes, that I'm just ready and don't have to go through this whenever I want to cook something. So now that I have it roughly minced, what I like to do is just to put everything kind of in a line across, and then I'll put my hand on top of the blade and just kind of come down. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. This is where you can just start chopping away. And I like to put it back in the line because you're seeing how this is creating a faster cutting motion by putting my hand on top. And by putting it in this straight line, you can see it's just cutting towards the back of the blade, so I'm able to cut super fast and super precise. And note, like, the way that you hold your knife too is really important, just like in tennis, where even in golf, where just the slightest change of your grip can really change how you cut. So if you're holding it wrong, it's either going to be painful or you're not going to cut as efficiently. But if you're able to hold it right, like so, then this is going to make you a very efficient user of your kitchen knife, which is pretty much one of the most essential tools of the kitchen. Cool, so now I got my mincing on, and it's coming along pretty good. Yeah, that's looking nice. I'll do one more round. So there you have it, your minced garlic. And hypothetically speaking, I'll have minced probably at least 1 or 2 bulbs of garlic, just so I have a bunch in the fridge. So I have these containers that I just love using. These are by OXO, I believe. And as you can kind of see here, it's these little containers, and it has this kind of airtight little device where I can just boom, boom, right? So what I can do is I can portion out. I have the minced portion right here, so let's just boom, put that away. Oh, I'm saving you later for some garlic shrimp, or I'm gonna, what else can you throw you in soup, or you can do lots of stuff with this guy. Bam, got that. Of course, it'll be typically, hopefully, all the way up to the top, where you'll have lots of garlic to use, and then seal it, bam. And then now you got your slices. Got your slices, so I'll put all my slices in here. Then again, boom. And lastly, I'll have my bulb, one bulb in here. But hopefully there'll be lots of bulbs that you can use for different uses. And that way you have your garlic in minced slices and bulbs. Should be bulbs. But then you have 3 different types ready for you to be able to use for whatever cooking situation. Hopefully you'll have enough storage so it will last usually about a week or so. That's usually the shelf life. We use a lot of garlic in our household, so these guys go by super fast. And there you have it. And for the next portion, hi baby. So for the next portion, I'm going to be doing the same thing, but with chives. Oh, it's still wet. Oh, flopped everywhere. Wait, let's do it again. So I will always like just wiping down my board after every use. And you can dampen it up and just kind of get it cleaner. There you go. So for the next portion, we're going to be doing the same thing, but with green onions. And rather than mincing, we're going to just be cutting them in small slices. And what I like to do is maybe cut them also in 2-inch slices, and I'll also cut them vertically as well. So I'll show you how to do that. So I won't be doing all of it, but I'll just take maybe half of it right here, boom. And what I love doing here is just starting out by cutting about 2 inches. So boom. Just realized today that I say boom a lot after I cut things. Which I don't know why. I don't know why. Bam. So you have all these nice portions. So I'm just going to put it all right there of greens. And so I'll kind of divide them all out for you guys where there's about some here. You can have a whole spectrum, if you will. So this is kind of right here is more of your 2-inch assortment. Here's more of your 2-inch assortment right there. And throw in a few more. But we love throwing these in soups. You can cook them and just eat them along with meats like steak. Really flavorful. Most people like to cut these little things off, these roots, but I actually like to let the flavors of those sink into soups because they're actually super flavorful. And then for the next portion of green onions, I'm just going to cut them into little slices. Little slices. Little slices. You're going to be so cute. And so what I'll do at first, I'll just show you guys with this little portion right here. I'll usually get a bunch of them together, put them in this little kind of bushel. I don't know if that's even a bushel. It's not a bushel, but I'll just start to chop them up nicely. There you go. Here's more your sliced version of green onion right here. And then lastly, I like taking just 2-inch piece of green onion and cutting them vertically because you'll see this kind of cool effect happen once you start doing that. And as you can see, as you start cutting them vertically, it starts kind of carrying this little, the physics of it or the biology of it, I don't know what you call it, but it just starts to kind of curve over itself. So it acts like a good garnish, whether you're like steaming fish or, you know, you can just throw it over, even like over soups or whatnot too. So you have your 2-inch version of green onion sliced, but then vertically where you get this nice finish that you can, again, I usually don't cook a lot of green onion because I like to use it as more of a garnish, just throwing it on top of whatever's cooked. And because it just has so much flavor and it complements, whether it's meats, fish, whatever you're cooking, it complements it just super well. Well, there you have it, guys. It's just really basic stuff. Prep, you know, it's so good just to spend a portion of your time prepping well. You want to do this not only with garnishes, but with all your vegetables, even with your meats and fishes and so forth before you start cooking, so then you can focus on the fun stuff. So not a super exciting episode at Cafe Monkey Munch today, but I hope you learned something. So till we meet again, toodaloo.